Hello, welcome back to Bebop Review. My name's Andy Shaw. This is Berklee Jazz Harmony number 19, and in this video I just want to concentrate on this comment by Gil Regev, who left a comment on Berklee Jazz Harmony number 17, secondary tensions. If you remember, in that video I was actually talking about secondary chords, but the tensions on secondary chords. And in this one he's saying that, well, he's made a comment here which is very interesting actually. I need to really answer this to get this across clearly to you. He says 5/7 of 3 equals 7/7, right? Right, let's just have a look at this first bit here. 5/7 of 3, that is the 5/7 of the 3 chord, right? It's saying C major. In C major the 3 chord would be E minor, and the chord that is running to that E minor would be B7, wouldn't it? Because that's the 5/7 of 3, right? And he's saying that that equals 7/7, which is B7. So it's kind of like saying B7 equals B7. But the thing is, it doesn't. That sign equals means exactly the same. It doesn't. When we say 7/7, it's kind of like a general way of speaking to identify a chord. I'm going to explain this. 5/7 of 3 is a specific chord with a specific function. Its function is a 5/7 chord that is leading to 3. But when we're talking about 7/7, that could be any chord, right? Any B7 chord leading to any other chord. There's something that I haven't got to yet called extended dominance, where B7 would not go to E minor but would go to E7, right? Then it would not have 5/7 of 3 function. It would have another tab function, which I'm going to talk about when we get to extended dominance. So I want to just clarify this, that 5/7 of 3 does not equal 7/7, because 7/7 is a general term that we use. So just try and imagine with me. You've got a C major scale, right? And I said to you, the 7/7. I actually say that. You can identify what I'm saying straight away, because the 7, all you do is look at the 7th degree of the scale, which is B in that C major scale, and just say, oh, he's talking about B7. But if I showed you a chord, a key like C major, and I said the 5/7 of 3, you've got to think a bit more, haven't you? You've got to think, well, the 3 chord is E minor, so let's go back. What's the thing? Oh yeah, B7. You're taking you longer. Now these things are just short. Saying things like 7/7 like this are just shorthand ways of getting things across. But when you see that chord, wherever it is, that B7, then you have to identify what function it is. So 5/7 of 3 does not really equal 7/7. Although I see where he's coming from, but it's not true. And then he says it also has a flat 5, a sharp 11, a flat 9, and no flat 13, which actually is not true either. Right, I'm going to do this on paper. I'll put his commenting corner and just get this across. I did explain this really early on in this course. A lot of people see things like me explaining trad chords and things like that and think, oh, I'm not bothered watching them videos, right? Because, you know, I already know about triad chords and things. So they come in later on course and they miss some really basic information that you need. So I'm just going to explain this a bit better. So I'll just make a copy thing in OneNote so I can show you on paper. Okay. Okay. So this is what that chord looked like, 5/7 of 3, in the video I made. If you look here, I've put a C and a D as the tensions, flat 9 and sharp 9, and I've got this 13th as an F natural. So I've made big mistakes here, really. To call this is obviously a flat 9 because it's C, isn't it? You know, flat 9. But this should be called a C double sharp, really, not D. Right? When you've got a flat 9, you can play the sharp 9 just automatically, whether it's diatonic or not. And if you've got the sharp 9, right, so if that were like C double sharp, right, you could play the flat 9 automatically. So it's irrelevant whether they're both diatonic. I mean, that D, this T double sharp is equivalent to D, and it's in the key, but it's irrelevant really. What you've got is when one is diatonic, in this case this C, which is a flat 9, you can just play the the sharp 9. That's the rule. This F is wrong. It should be a G, shouldn't it? F is there. I mean, obviously that's not a 13th. So so this note here, right, should be a G, and then it would be a flat 13. So let's just have a look at that. Okay, so this is the chord as it's written out correctly. You've got a sharp, you've got a C naturally and a sharp, double sharp here, which is flat 9, sharp 9. You've got this G here now, which is the flat 13. You can see this is the 13th here, right? This G here, and it's a sharp. See, so that G, if you're going to put that G in there, it's got to be a flat 13, hasn't it? He said you could use the sharp, the flat 5 or sharp 11, which a flat 5 would be. Let's have a look. A flat sharp 5 would be the F sharp would be F, which would be that, right? That would be an F sharp flat. Sorry, what's he saying? A flat 5, yeah, would be an F. So it would replace this F sharp, but you can't really have a. And then yeah, it would. People do things like that. Put flat 5s on chords. But he's saying sharp or a sharp 11. Sharp 11 is something different. A sharp 11 would be E sharp, and that F is not E sharp, so you can't have a sharp 11. But you could possibly have a flat 5 because it would be some kind of an F then, you see. So, you know, and then you're changing it again. You get that in kind of bebop, don't they? They used to use flat 5s all the time, or play flat 5s on 7th chords. So it's important to understand that a flat 5 and a sharp 11 are two different notes, really. One would be an F, some kind of an F, because this is the 5th here, look. So flat 5 would be an F, but a sharp 11 wouldn't be a F, it would be an E sharp, which is different, and you can't use that because it's an F, you see. You're going into something else. So do you get that? It's a bit tricky, isn't it? But you can't have a sharp 11. In fact, you can't have sharp 11s on secondary dominants anyway, according to Berklee. But you might see a sharp 11 on a B7 chord, but it won't be this function 5, 7, and 3. It'll be something else. So that's it, I think. So it said, did I talk about sharp 5? You said you could get. Oh, you said you could have this G as a sharp 5, which would replace this F, and I suppose you could, because that'd be augmented and still have a dominant type sound, wouldn't it? So you might see that. But it's not a normal tension. You would have to indicate a change in the chord to do things like that. So that's it. So we have got a flat 13th. Now as we go on and we do extended chords, extended dominants, you'll see that you'll still see a chord like B7, but the tensions will change. You know, you get different tensions. So it's really important to identify the chord of what it is, like this 5, 7, and 3. Okay, so I think that's about it. I've given you the best answer that I can to that question. I'm sorry for making that mistake in the first time I did it, actually putting an F in. That's obviously confused some people. You know, I'm a bit silly when I saw that again. You know, just daft. You know. And obviously, I think it looks like I've done this flat 5 thing all the time here, look, haven't I? So 1, 2, 3, 7th, 9th. That's obviously going to be a sharp 9, but it should be some kind of a B, shouldn't it? You know. So you've got to watch out for me making mistakes as well. So I'm confusing some people, aren't I? You know. So if you work things out like this. Write the scale out and write the scale of the chord. So it's B7. So write the scale of B major 7 out, and then write the scale of C major. And you look from one to the other. You can't really go wrong. If I'd have done that, I wouldn't have made that mistake, and I would put C there and C double sharp there. You know what I mean? I would have got it right. Okay, so that's it for now. So I'll see you in the next one, which I think we'll talk about extended dominance next lesson. So you'll be able to see this chord obviously again with different tensions. Okay.